My 17-year-old daughter spent 3 days cooking for 23 people for my mom's birthday party. My dad texted last minute, "We've decided to celebrate at a restaurant. It's adults only." I didn't make a scene. I did this instead. 15 hours later, the door started shaking. It started with butter. Real butter softened on the counter because Layla, my 17-year-old, had decided that margarine was a personal crime. She'd been planning my mom's birthday dinner for a week and prepping for 3 days straight. She was so excited. She made lists, a spreadsheet, even drew up a menu like it was a fine dining event. 23 people, 4 courses, no shortcuts. I told her she didn't have to do so much, that no one was expecting restaurant-level food. She said, "I want to. Grandma always brags about my cooking. I want this to be special." And that was the thing. Leela wasn't doing this to show off. She was doing it because she thought it would make people happy. Because she loves big with her hands and her heart. That's always been her way. She made spinach and feta phyllo pastries, slow-cooked beef with rosemary, a bright citrus salad with a honey dressing she invented herself. I caught her Googling how to plate like a professional at 2 a.m. I remember walking into the kitchen the night before the party and seeing her, barefoot in her apron, swirling raspberry Qley over mini cheesecakes with this delicate seriousness. She looked up at me and grinned, cheeks flushed from the oven heat. "This is the happiest I've felt in weeks." I kissed the top of her head and told her I was proud of her. That was the last smile I saw on her face for days. The morning of the party, the house smelled like garlic and citrus and warm bread. Leela was already up, curling her hair, deciding what earrings to wear. She kept asking me if she looked hostwise enough. At 11:37 a.m. my phone buzzed. A text from my dad. "Change of plans. We're going to Mateo instead. Adults only. Mom's idea." No apology, no warning, just a sentence that broke something. I didn't react right away. I just stared at it. Leela was humming in the next room, setting the table with cloth napkins she had ironed the night before. I remember thinking, I can't ruin this moment. Not yet. But she saw my face. "What's wrong?" she asked. I lied. I said, "Just work stuff," but she could tell. She walked over and looked at the phone, read the message herself. Her shoulders stiffened, her lip trembled, but she didn't cry. She simply turned, walked upstairs, and closed her bedroom door. And I just stood there in a kitchen full of love, watching it all go cold. I didn't go to the restaurant. I didn't call or reply. I didn't yell or demand anything. Instead, I took pictures. I photographed every dish Leela made, every folded napkin, every candle she lit, every tiny handwritten place card she'd made with a glitter pen she borrowed from her cousin. Then I posted them, all of them. On Facebook, on Instagram, on the family group chat. With this message: Leela spent 3 days cooking this meal for Grandma's birthday. Every single thing you see here she made by hand. She was excited. She wanted to make everyone feel loved. But you decided without warning to cancel her dinner and exclude her. No explanation, no apology, just adults only. You didn't just reject a meal, you rejected her heart. I hope the breadsticks at Mateo were worth it. Then I turned my phone off. Leela didn't come out of her room that day. I brought her food. She didn't touch it. She didn't cry loudly, just stayed silent. That kind of hurt that settles in deep and quiet. That night, she texted me from her bed. "Do you think they didn't want me there? Because I'm not really family." It crushed me. She wasn't just hurt, she felt disposable. Unwanted. 15 hours after I sent the message, the door started shaking. It was 3 p.m. the next day. I looked through the peephole and saw my dad standing there, shifting his weight, his mouth pressed into that forced smile he uses when he's trying to be nice. My mom was behind him, sunglasses still on, like this was a chore she'd rather skip. I opened the door halfway. My dad jumped in first. "Can we come in? We just want to talk." "No," I said, "you can talk from there." They started with excuses. It wasn't personal. It was just too much food. We didn't think she'd be this upset. I asked one question: "Why didn't you tell us earlier?" My mom shrugged. "Because I didn't think it mattered. Kids get over stuff." I looked at them both and realized something. They didn't feel guilty. They just didn't like looking like the bad guys. My dad tried again. "We love her, you know. We just wanted to keep things simple." "She's 17, I said. "Not 7, and she worked for days. You erase that." "They asked to apologize to her." I said no. "They asked if we were still coming to Thanksgiving." I shut the door. A few days later, Leela slowly came back to life. She didn't bring up the dinner again, but she did throw out the menu she had framed. She quietly dropped her application to culinary school and said she wanted to think about other options. She still cooks, but not like before. She doesn't hum anymore when she stirs sauces. Something shifted, and maybe it'll come back, maybe it won't. But it's not about the meal. It's about the lie that family is always safe. It's about how quickly people will step on someone's love if they think they can get away with it. We stopped speaking to my parents after that. I sent one final message. "If you want to rebuild this, you start with a real apology to her, not to me. Until then, we're done." It's been 6 months. No apology, just silence. And honestly, I think that silence says more than any words ever could. People ask me if I regret making it public, if I regret calling them out. But here's what I know. You can cook an entire feast for someone. You can wrap love in pastry and steam and sugar. And they can still look you in the eye and say, "No thanks, we're going out instead." So no, I don't regret it. Because maybe Layla needed to see the truth sooner rather than later. Maybe we both did. And sometimes I still ask myself, did I go too far protecting her? Or did I finally go just far enough?